China's story starts in the rich valleys of the Yellow River. Here, early towns grew and set the stage for a great civilization. The Xia dynasty, which began around 2070 BCE, is mostly known through legends like Yu the Great, a hero who controlled big floods. The Shang dynasty came next. They left us oracle bones, which have the earliest Chinese writing, and detailed bronze pots used in special ceremonies. Shang society had clear ranks, with kings who said they had religious power. Around 1046 BCE, the Zhou took over from the Shang. They brought in a new idea called the Mandate of Heaven, meaning heaven chose the rulers, but unfair rulers could lose their right to rule. The Zhou time, especially the later warring states period, was full of fighting, but also when important thinkers like Confucius and Laozi appeared. Their ideas like Confucianism and Taoism shaped Chinese culture, teaching about the importance of ranks, duty, and keeping society in order. The Zhou dynasty left behind a strong base of culture and ideas for the empires that came later. These early dynasties set up ways of ruling, believing, and creating new things that shaped China's identity. From these ancient beginnings, China's cycle of dynasties was born, a pattern of rising, falling, and starting again. The stage was set for bringing all of China together under one emperor. The Warring States period ended when the Qin state, led by Qin Shi Huang, united China in 221 BCE. He standardized weights, measures, money, and writing across the empire, helping to hold it together. Huge projects like the Great Wall and the Terracotta Army showed his power. Qin rule was very strict and didn't last long, falling apart soon after Qin Shi Huang's death. Liu Bang started the Han dynasty in 202 BCE. The Han ruled for over 400 years, a golden age where Confucianism shaped the government and daily life. The Han expanded China and opened the Silk Road, connecting it to the world. Papermaking and a skill-based civil service system changed the country. The Han dynasty left behind a united Chinese identity and lasting ways of ruling, inspiring future generations. After the Han dynasty fell, China broke into many pieces for centuries. There was much war and division. Buddhism spread widely, giving people comfort in troubled times. The Sui dynasty briefly brought China back together in 581 CE. They built the Grand Canal and restored order, but they tried to do too much, which led to rebellion. The Sui dynasty fell, but by reuniting China, they prepared the way for the Tang. The Tang dynasty, 618-907 CE, was a golden age of culture, trade, and a place where many cultures met. Its capital city, Chang'an, became the world's largest city. It was a center for poets, artists, and traders. The Tang expanded China's influence far into Central Asia and welcomed ideas from other countries. After the Tang, there was another time of disunity. The Song dynasty, 960-1279 CE, brought unity again. This time saw amazing progress in business and technology, like gunpowder, the compass, and printing. Trade and city life did very well, but the Song had trouble with military threats from the north. Even though its army wasn't always strong, the Song era was a time of new inventions and wealth. What the Song achieved in science, technology, and culture left a lasting mark. But being open to attack from northern invaders would soon bring another big change. The stage was set for foreigners to conquer and a new chapter in China's story. The cycle of unity, division, and new beginnings continued. China's ability to bounce back would be tested once again. The Mongols, led by Genghis Khan and Kublai Khan, conquered China. They started the Yuan dynasty in 1271. For the first time, all of China was ruled by people from another country. The Yuan helped trade on the Silk Road and improved roads and canals, but unfair policies led to rebellion. Zhu Yuanzhang, a peasant leader, defeated the Yuan and started the Ming dynasty in 1368. The Ming brought back Han Chinese rule, rebuilt the economy, and expanded the Great Wall. They sent out large fleets led by Admiral Zheng He, sailing as far as Africa, showing China's power at sea. But voyages stopped as the Ming focused on matters at home, limiting contact with other countries. The Ming era was known for culture and amazing buildings. In 1644, Manchu invaders defeated the Ming, starting the Qing dynasty. The Ming left a legacy of greatness and caution, setting the stage for China's last imperial dynasty. The Manchus started the Qing dynasty in 1644. They expanded China to its largest size ever. Early Qing emperors brought peace and wealth, but they kept a separation between the Manchus and the Han Chinese people. By the 1800s, a growing population, corruption and rebellions put a strain on the empire. Western countries wanted to trade. They forced China into unfair treaties after the Opium Wars. China gave up Hong Kong, had to open its ports to foreigners, and lost some of its power to rule itself. This time, called the Century of Humiliation, saw foreign countries gain control over parts of China. There were also terrible uprisings like the Taiping Rebellion. The Boxer Rebellion and attempts at reform made the Qing even weaker. The dynasty was falling apart due to problems from inside and outside. China's failure to modernize left it open to control by foreign powers. The Qing's decline led to more people wanting a revolution. The imperial system had become a weakness. The stage was set for revolution and the end of 2,000 years of emperors ruling China. China's fight to rule itself and to modernize would define the next period. The old way was collapsing and a new China was about to appear. The world watched as the empire came close to its end. The beginning of the republic was near. A strong desire for revolution spread across China as the Qing dynasty grew weaker. Sun Yat-sen led the movement for a republic. He believed in nationalism, democracy, and a better life for the people. The Wuchang Uprising in 1911 started the Xinhai Revolution, which brought down the Qing. Emperor Puyi gave up his throne in 1912. This ended over 2,000 years of emperors ruling China. The Republic of China was born, with Sun Yat-sen as its first temporary president. But power struggles soon followed. Yuan Shikai tried to become emperor again, but he failed. This threw China into the Warlord Era. Regional warlords divided the nation, and foreign countries still had influence. The May 4th movement in 1919 sparked strong national pride and new ideas, including Marxism. The Kuomintang, the Nationalist Party, and the Chinese Communist Party appeared as rivals, both wanting to shape China's future. The early republic was a time of chaos, with different ideas about what China should become. China's search for unity and modernization was just starting. The collapse of the old system left a gap in power, and the nation was looking for a new path. The fight for China's future would soon lead to civil war and invasion by a foreign country. The fate of modern China was uncertain. In the 1920s and 30s, China was broken up by warlords and political fighting. The Kuomintang, led by Chiang Kai-shek, tried to unite the country, but they soon began to fight with the Chinese Communist Party. A civil war started, but it was interrupted when Japan invaded China. In 1937, Japan began a cruel war. They took over large parts of China and did terrible things, like the Nanjing Massacre. The KMT and the CCP made a shaky alliance to fight against the Japanese. The war caused great damage to China, but the communists grew stronger by using guerrilla warfare and by giving land to peasants. When Japan was defeated in 1945, the Civil War started again. The KMT was weak from corruption and lost support. The CCP had popular support and strong leadership, and they gained ground. In 1949, Mao Zedong announced the People's Republic of China. Chiang Kai-shek and his followers went to Taiwan. The communist victory completely changed China's future. Many years of trouble had created a new order. The world watched as China began a bold new experiment with revolution and change. The struggle for China's future was far from over. The next period would bring both hope and great difficulty. China's transformation was just beginning. The impact of war and revolution would shape its path for many years to come. The People's Republic of China began in 1949 under Mao Zedong. Changes included land reform and more rights for women. Early successes were followed by political campaigns and the disastrous Great Leap Forward, leading to widespread famine. The Cultural Revolution in 1966 brought chaos and suffering. After Mao's death in 1976, Deng Xiaoping rose to power and initiated economic reforms in the late 1970s. These reforms, including special economic zones, spurred rapid economic growth and lifted millions out of poverty. The Tiananmen Square crackdown in 1989 highlighted the limits to political reform. Deng's legacy transformed China's economy and its role in the world, setting the stage for China's rise as a global superpower. C. China's economic growth sped up under leaders Jiang Zemin and Hu Jintao. This transformed cities and lifted millions out of poverty. China joined the World Trade Organization in 2001, which connected it to the global economy. The 2008 Beijing Olympics showed off its new status to the world. Under Xi Jinping, China is making its mark as a global superpower. It has the world's second largest economy and a military that is quickly modernizing. Projects like the Belt and Road Initiative are expanding its influence across different continents. China is a major player in global issues, from climate change to technology. Its rise brings both opportunities and difficulties. For example, in areas like trade, human rights, and disagreements with other countries in its region. China's decisions now have a big impact on the world's future. Its long history of overcoming challenges and changing continues to shape its goals. As of 2025, China is at an important point. Its choices affect countries far beyond its own borders. Understanding China's past is key to understanding its present and future. The story of China is far from over. Its next chapter will shape the world for many years to come.